Hello, welcome to A Roll of the Dice, a family business that supplies after-sales accessories for all kinds of gamers. Whether you're a board gamer, role-playing, Dungeons & Dragons 40k, whatever it is, you can have the accessories that you need. Just check our website and see what we've got. My name is Rob Stewart, I'm a photographer. I love photography, one of the things I do all day long, if I can. Mainly wildlife photography, but one of the other things that I enjoy doing and takes my mind off the stress of the day is painting figures in all sorts of different ways and guises. Now what happens then when you get the one figure that you really think has actually gone just right? What do you want to do? Do you put it back in the box? Forget it? Well, there is a way that you can enjoy that by taking photographs of them, by using the small studio, by making small vignettes, and then I'll show you the techniques that you can use to do that. You don't need too much room. Don't forget, the figures that we're looking at are that size. You don't need a huge amount of space to do that. In fact, what you've got, if you've got a garage and a small quick visit to a local DIY shop, you can get all of the basic things you need to do that. The extra things you need, lighting, tripods and various other bits, we'll look at another day, but let's have a look at just setting up a basic studio. Once you've done that, we can then look at how we can photograph, how lighting affects the studio and how lighting affects the figures, how focus, all of those things we'll look at a later date. But let's have a look at a garage that's typical and what we can do. So here's the start. Of course, there we are, a bench, various bits and pieces on it. That's pretty much what you find in most garages anyway. But let's start adding to that to put a studio together. So to set a photograph you need a background of some sort. This one, local DIY shop, 3x2, won't cost you an awful lot. You also see that I've sprayed it black. Now of course any old rattle can will do with that, it's just the colour that you want. Mostly you'll find in a photograph this will be out of focus anyway. Now I haven't sprayed it completely black. You'll see there's some slight texture in there. I'll put some yellow paint underneath it first, but that is basically how you'll start with the background. The handy thing next will be some kind of base, something that you can put everything on top of, so that when you do a flat lay, in other words you look from above down, you'll have something, again, some kind of background to put it on. So the next part you'll notice I'll just put some brackets just on the end. That basically holds everything together, but it also, because it's a wooden one, will allow you to put something else on there. So let's have a look at what happens when I put a light on. So you notice then that is going to be the main part of the lighting. You've got the front part on there, but really that's where it's all going to be. There's some other things we'll add on to that, but let's have a look. So the next thing I've also added on is a reflector, because what that will do, it will bring the light back in from the left here down into the subject and just help to light things up. So just to give you an eye on how much actually will be as part of where the lens is going to be, I'll put two squares in. These are the squares that I talked about. One of those is ample enough to build a diorama, to build something up, and also you'll find that two of those look great. 6 of those will make enough to build a diorama or even build a gaming top. And of course the beauty of that is that you can then build them around, you can take them off, they don't have to take up too much room. So that's a simple way that you can set up a studio. We'll look later on, we'll look at the camera, lenses and lighting later on. But it gives you the good basis. You can work around that with sets, make dioramas, vignettes and all those sort of things. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.